Thank you for joining me today. I stand before you not just as a speaker, but as a fellow traveler on this incredible journey we call life. Now let's dive into a topic as mysterious and captivating as the dark side of the moon, the enigmatic figure of Lilith. You see, Lilith is not just a name from ancient myths or astrological charts. Oh no, she's the rock star of celestial rebellion, the unsung hero of the zodiac, dancing to her own tune in the dark sky. In astrology, Lilith represents our inner wildness, those parts of us that society often labels as taboo. She's the voice in your head that says, hey, why not? When you're about to do something you'll probably have to apologize for later. But let's get serious for a moment. Lilith is often seen as a symbol of the repressed, the hidden, or the taboo. Think about it. How often do we push down our true desires, our deepest emotions, because we're told they're not acceptable? Lilith doesn't just whisper, she roars, urging us to embrace our full selves, even the parts we might be afraid to acknowledge. In some traditions, Lilith is portrayed as the first wife of Adam, who left Eden because she refused to be subservient. Talk about setting high standards for relationships. She symbolizes independence, a refusal to conform to societal norms. And in our world today, isn't that a message we all need to hear? To be true to ourselves, to embrace our uniqueness, even if it means standing alone. Now, in a darker twist, Lilith has also been associated with demonic figures, seduction, and night terrors. But let's not invite her to the party for that. Instead, let's think of her as a reminder of the parts of ourselves that we're sometimes afraid to confront, our shadows. We all have them, those parts we'd rather not admit to at polite dinner parties. Psychologically, embracing Lilith in our lives can be a journey of self-discovery. It's like going on a blind date with your subconscious. You never know what you're going to find, but it's sure to be interesting. And who knows, you might just discover that your so-called dark side has some of your best qualities, like that hidden talent for karaoke or your uncanny ability to quote every line from The Godfather. In a balanced view, Lilith is not just about rebellion and darkness. She's about growth, transformation, and the integration of all parts of ourselves. It's about acknowledging our flaws, our desires, and our dreams, and weaving them into the tapestry of our lives. Continuing our exploration into the enigmatic Lilith, let's delve into a more complex and, dare I say, controversial aspect, her role in the creative power of humanity and how this can lead to both magnificent creation and devastating destruction. Imagine for a moment Lilith as the untamed force behind our creative energies. She's like that friend who always encourages you to take just one more shot at the bar. Exhilarating, but potentially hazardous. Now, when these energies are not aligned with a higher, more divine purpose, they can lead us down a path of decadence and self-destruction. History, or should I say mythology, speaks of ancient worlds that crumbled under the weight of such misaligned powers. Picture entire civilizations like sandcastles washed away by the tides of their own unchecked desires and ambitions. It's like they were all competing in a cosmic game of Jenga, and Lilith was the player who kept pulling out the bottom blocks. In our present world, this legacy of power remains, like a family heirloom that's both precious and perilous. Each of us is like a modern Prometheus wielding the fire of creativity. But with Lilith's influence, this fire can either light up our world or burn it down. It's a vampiric, almost demonic influence that can drain our souls if we let it run rampant. It's like having a high-speed internet connection with no antivirus. Risky business. Every soul, every one of us is under this influence to some degree. It's like we're all part of a cosmic dance with Lilith leading the tango. She whispers of power, of breaking chains, of defying the divine order, but at what cost? It's a seductive melody that has led many astray into realms of ego and self-indulgence. So what's the antidote to this? How do we dance with Lilith without getting our toes stepped on? The key lies in awareness and balance. We must recognize this influence in our lives, the drive to create, to rebel, to push boundaries, and harness it for good. It's about channeling our inner Lilith for positive change, creativity, and innovation while staying grounded in our moral compass and spiritual values. It's a call to each of us to rise above these primal urges, to transform them into something higher, more aligned with the divine. It's about using our creative powers not for destruction, but for building a world that's better, kinder and more connected. As we further unravel the tapestry of Lilith's influence, let's turn our attention to a crucial aspect of our journey, the power of free will. Understanding that we are subject to this enigmatic influence is just the first step. The real game changer lies in how we use our free will to govern and harness this influence. Imagine for a moment you're driving a car. Lilith's influence is like a powerful engine under the hood. It can take you to incredible speeds, offer exhilarating experiences, but without a firm hand on the steering wheel, that power can lead you off a cliff. This is where your free will comes in. It's your ability to steer, to decide the direction and the speed, to choose the destination. Now, let's be real. It's tempting to let Lilith take the wheel, especially when she's singing the siren song of unrestrained freedom and power. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. And here's where the magic happens. When you use your free will to align Lilith's influence with your higher purpose, you transform from a mere passenger to a masterful driver. You see, every one of us has this inner compass, a moral GPS, if you will. It guides us, keeps us on track, but it's up to us to follow it. When we are aware of Lilith's influence, those whispers urging us to act on impulse, to rebel without cause, to indulge in our darker desires, we can pause and ask ourselves, is this really what I want? Is this serving my higher purpose? Free will is like a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs to be exercised. The more we use it to make conscious choices, the stronger it becomes. It's about making decisions that are not just good for us, but good for our community, our world. It's about finding that sweet spot where personal freedom meets collective responsibility. But let's not get too serious. Exercising free will can also be fun. It's like being at a buffet. Lilith might encourage you to pile your plate with every tempting dish, but your free will reminds you to choose what truly nourishes you and maybe leave some room for dessert. In essence, the journey with Lilith is not about suppression or fear. It's about understanding, acceptance, and mastery. It's about recognizing the power within us and choosing how to use it. It's about steering our own ship through the stormy seas of life, guided by the stars of our values and the compass of our conscience. So, as you step out into the world, remember, you are at the helm. You have the power to choose, to govern the influences in your life, to shape your destiny. Use your free will wisely, embrace your power, and let your journey be one of balance, purpose, and joy.